Hi Liam, welcome back.
Hey Ronan, thanks for having me.
Yeah, good. And we are on what part two of our three-part series, really just covering all of the different types of territories. Last week we talked about geographic territories, the pros and cons. This time around, we're going to look at the pros and cons of account-based sales territories. So I guess I'm going to hand it over to you, Liam.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So yeah, as you said, we covered geographic last week. So yeah, looking forward to getting into the account based and the advantages and disadvantages of that, or the pros and cons. Um,
And I
but
suppose
yes,
the first question I should ask you is like, what is an account-based sales territory?
yeah, so it differs slightly to a geographic based one. Um, where customers who would prefer account bases that they like to segment territories based off specific customer accounts, rather than looking at zip codes or geographic boundaries. They also want to prioritize customers based off potential value or a certain product line, or even if it's a key account.
Okay, and you've got three sort of main examples of how people approach this.
Yep, absolutely. So yeah, it could be a customer could have different divisions or different verticals. So in that situation or that scenario, it's a lot easier to use account-based territories. There could be specific products that reps specialize in. And also skill matching in terms of if it's a key account, or if there's certain relationships built up or experience built up over time with certain customers, you may want to match the skills accordingly. A classic example that kind of covers all 3 points is the example that we touched on previously is there could be a hospital that's a customer. You specialize in, let's say, the dermatology product, and I specialize in a product, let's say, for the oncology department. So it kind of factors in different verticals, different products, and then also skills as well.
Okay, okay, and I guess in this type of territory design, we're more or less ignoring the boundary, the geographical boundary, and using these kind of three approaches. So let's talk about the pros and cons then.
Yeah, certainly. So the first pro is just simple and clear. What we mean by that, if you have any named accounts or key accounts, it's quite easily to manage them on the map. So that's the first one, quite easy one to start with. Second one is that it's easier to gain expertise and market position in a single vertical. So, if I'm a rep and I'm a subject matter expert on a certain product line that we sell, over time, then I would become, let's say, I'd be in a key position in the company to sell and market that product to different customers or existing customers. Then the third one, account managers can share or split geographies. So what really that means is that it helps with overlap, or we can accommodate overlap when discussing or managing territories. Where in the geographic based approach, you can't really split zip codes, doesn't work like that. But in this scenario, you can have a lot of overlap. You can have multiple accounts, different customers, different reps, all operating in a close geographic proximity on the ground in real life.
Yeah, which goes back to your point earlier. You can have a different group of salespeople calling on the same customer.
Yeah, in the
Oh,
same building or the yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
You get a nice high value view of your important accounts. So classic example is if you have key accounts. So I could be based in Florida, but we can clearly see that let's say, accounts that we can see in the bottom left-hand corner there that are red. So let's say my office or my home office is in Florida, but I manage all the accounts across the US that are in red. So it's a nice, really easy way to view the important accounts.
Yeah, okay.
The final advantage would be tailor client engagement. So it kind of touches on one of the previous advantages, or the pros, is that if you're a subject matter expert and you've become, very experienced, and you've built up a lot of relationships with a specific customer because you specialize in a specific product line, then that just really means that your customers will have better success, and your service levels will improve from there. So tailored client engagement is a really good advantage for when you're using account-based territories.
Okay, but there has to be some cons. So what are the cons? What are the downsides?
Yeah, so let me run through them now. So it's really all about account management skills. So let's say the rep in the field will have to have the expertise to manage parent and child's relationships.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so
It's
it's just
it's a kind of unique set of skills, account management. And yeah, okay, I get that.
yeah. So that's the first, let's say, con. Second one is it's complex to administer when customers merge or get acquired. You could say this is the same for geographic based territories. It's quite norm across the board, no matter which type of territory view you choose to go with. But yeah, a lot of, let's say, manual work or admin work will have to be done if customers get acquired or they merge or
I
they.
mean, I could see a scenario where you've got four regions across the US, and a major account in one region acquires a major account in another region. Then you're into all sorts of complexity in terms of splitting out the targets, the quotas, the forecasts, and that doesn't even bring in the complexity of relationships and trying to marry it together. So I can understand that would be a tough one.
Absolutely. Um, lead, the third one is lead and account allocation requires more rules. So it's quite simple if you're looking at a geographic territory when you're overlaying new prospects or leads, is that if the lead or prospect falls within let's say my geographic territory, then it's mine. But it's different for account based because there's no geographic regions. So again, more, let's say, manual work or more administration would have to be used to make sure that there's an even spread of leads or prospects
Yeah.
for your reps.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's great. So we've gone through the pros and cons. I think this is a very, um, uh, I suppose, company specific approach. You really got to choose the ones that are best for your own, your sales structure and your strategy. So we've touched on geographic, we've touched on account based, and next up we will talk about hybrid, which, to be honest, is probably the most common used, which is really a mixture of both. And we'll touch on that in our next session next week. So look, Liam, thank you very much. It's always good to have you. And let's revisit next week when we talk about hybrid.
Sounds good. Thanks, Ronan.
Thanks. Cheers.